お前ら
かかってこい。
何行くぞ。さあこれで文句はないな。
With the move from the PlayStation 2 to the PlayStation 3, it seems Sega wanted to do something different before they did Yakuza 3, and they did just that with Gotoku Kenzan, or Yakuza Kenzan. All Yakuza games has had an intro movie, but I really didn't expect this one to feature a rap song. Anyway, this game is set in Japan in the 17th century Edo period, and is based on the life of Miyamoto Musashi, one of the most popular Japanese historical figures alongside maybe Nobunaga. I'm not too familiar myself with the story of Miyamoto Musashi, but in this game he starts out as a swordsman fighting in the Japanese Civil War who gets tricked into killing someone important. He's then on the run and eventually finds himself in Gion, the red light district of Kyoto, which acts as the Kamurocho of the game. He takes on a new name, Kiryu Kazumanosuke, and works as a kakemawari. I'm not sure what that is exactly. 5 years later, he's approached by a little girl who asks him to find and kill the man who killed her family, named Miyamoto Musashi. Now of course he can't kill himself, so his objectives become to find the fake Musashi and also get revenge on the ones that set him up 5 years ago.
どういうことなんだ。
Unlike the, hopefully, upcoming Yakuza Ishin, which has a veritable who's who collection of cameos, Kenzan settled for 3 guest roles: Haruka, Majima, and Kage/the Florist, here named Koetsu. As I said, Gion is a new Kamurocho, but there's a lot more ground to cover than that. There's a village just outside of Gion, and there are several smaller places around it to visit too. You get to see a lot of nature in this game. There are minigames of course, shogi and mahjong, as well as some kind of dice game, and this time instead of just chatting with hostesses you can play with them. Although not the way you're thinking of. The hostesses here are courtesans. I'm honestly pretty confused how this really works. Are they straight up prostitutes or just geisha-like entertainers? Haruka joins the main hostess club / brothel as an apprentice, and that concept seems pretty creepy to me. Kenzan introduced revelations to the series. In Yakuza 3 and 4 you photographed people around town doing weird things with your cell phone to get revelations and learn new techniques. Here there are no cell phones of course, so instead Kiryu draws impromptu pictures. There's no upgrade system in the game as far as I know. You just level up and get more health, strength and so on automatically. It's the Final Fantasy IV of the Yakuza series. Weapon modding was also introduced in this game, in the form of a blacksmith, where you can modify swords. Kenzan put a lot more emphasis on swords, which is logical since Kiryu is a samurai here instead of Yakuza. There is regular hand-to-hand fighting too, of course, but Kiryu's moveset here is pretty limited compared to the regular series. But like I said, swords take precedence. Items you pick up in battle can break like usual, but the swords can't. There are heat moves related to the swords, and a lot more than there were in the regular games. Some of them pretty brutal, and frankly, awesome. Guns do exist, or rifles rather, and the enemies reload an old-timey style, which is pretty fun to see, but as far as I know you can't use them yourself. Some enemies carry items with them, and when you defeat them you can take them. This, in combination with swords never breaking, makes the game feel quite a bit easier than the other games, at least on normal difficulty. Later on though, the enemies get a bit meaner, with some who can grab and throw you to the ground without even prompting a quicktime event. To this day, Yakuza Kenzan has not been localized by Sega, and it's been 6 years, so I don't expect it to happen. However, as long as the PlayStation 3 is alive, there is a chance. Until then, I've bought the Japanese version. Of course, I don't know Japanese. Yet. But luckily for me, and you, KHHSubs has subtitled the whole game, in video form. Thanks to this, I've enjoyed the game by first playing it, then going to the web to watch what I just saw. It's a roundabout way, but it works. I can't really tell you about wacky sub-stories here since I don't have any context, but while playing I did see some weird stuff.
すまねえぞ。
This is a very good game, and I wished it would have been released over here. Sega's reasoning probably was that the game is too Japanese, but I don't know, that never stopped the Dynasty Warriors series. This is a Yakuza game through and through, except with Samurai instead of Yakuza. And thanks to KHHSubs and the PS3 being region free, you should really consider giving this game a go.